4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchinson.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we very much appreciate you tuning us in this week. Coming up in just a minute, we'll be joined by Coach Chad Fife, assistant coach Jeffrey Kinley Sr. from the Madison Central wrestling team, and they also brought along with them Jeffrey Kinley and Jonathan Gilbert to talk about the Madison Central wrestling season. They just got everything going on Saturday. The opening match was over here in Richmond on Saturday, and they picked up some good wins against some good quality competition at a duels meet here in Richmond. So we'll be here to talk about what really is a very successful program over there. They've had four consecutive years with a state champion at Madison Central Wrestling. So they'll be here in just a minute to talk about that. But as we always do, we want to start off the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And it was the opening week of high school basketball season. And right off the bat, we had a district matchup, and it was a good one. On Tuesday night, Madison Central taking the trip down I-75 to take on the Berea Community Lady Pirates. Madison Central led by as much as 9 points in the second half, but Berea Community storms back to pick up a 55-51 win. It was Chesney Lovins with an and one with about a minute left to put Berea back in front, and then it was Maddie Stepp with a late basket to kind of seal the win for the Lady Pirates in the opener for both teams. And after the game, we got a chance to talk to Chesney Lovins and Maddie Stepp.
All right, we're here at Berea Community High School where the Berea Community Lady Pirates picked up a 55-51 win over Madison Central. That's Maddie Stepp, Chesney Lovins. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Well, Chesney, you guys were down by a point with about a minute left. You got the ball right down here on the baseline. What was kind of going through your mind?
Well, I just thought, I had to go up strong. Like Officer Bradley over here told me, he said, next time go up strong, you'll make one, get fouled. But that's what was going through my head.
I gave you guys made the free throw that gave you the lead.
Yeah.
And then it looked like you guys were going to hold the ball, and then Maddie, you just popped out there and went to the basket. You got a big hoop there late.
Yeah.
Your coach told me the plan was to hold the ball.
Yeah, so we have a play called Johnny, and it's kind of like hold the ball, dribble it out, make them come foul you. But she kind of opened up a little on defense, and I was like, I'm going to take it to home. I'm just going to go.
Yeah, well, obviously it's only November. It's the first game of the season, but let's talk about measuring yourself against Central in the first district game.
I think that as season goes along, we won't be as rusty as we were tonight. We were a little bit nervous. We had a pretty big crowd. But I think as season goes on, we'll be all right. They've got some talented players, but we've got some talented players too.
Your thoughts, Chad?
Yeah, I just think when it comes down to, these close games, defense and playing as a team, all ties into winning the game like this. So I think that's how we won the game, playing as a team.
Any adjustments there at halftime or anything? I guess we did a little 1-2-1 there, I guess.
Oh, yeah, we actually went into a half-court 2-2-1. So we got in that, and we tried to pressure them a little bit.
Well, they came out there and got after you with their press.
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. We always have a heckler when we do these videos.
Let's go!
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies. And it certainly was a fun way to start off the season, and I'm sure it's a good chance we'll see those two teams play each other again in February, as it should be a very competitive district. The 44th District girls, all 4 teams are very evenly matched, so it should be a lot of fun. So it was Madison Howell with 18 points for Berea Community, Alexis Newman with 13 points, and Maddie Stepp with 12 points. And Bailey Hensley led the way for Madison Central with 18 points and 14 rebounds. That was the only game of the week for Berea Community. They'll be back in action Tuesday night up at Lafayette. On the other hand, Madison Central had a very busy week after the loss to Berea. They fell at Rockcastle County on Friday night 62-47, and then fell at Dixie Heights on Saturday 67-49. In the loss to Dixie Heights, it was Natea Strader with 15 points and Bailey Hensley with 10 points and 12 rebounds. They'll be back in action Tuesday night at Knox Central. The Model Lab Lady Patriots are off to a great start. They are 3-0 after the first week of the season. And kind of a weird scheduling quirk. They opened the season Monday against Lincamp and then played Lincamp again on Thursday here in Richmond. But in the game on Monday down in Williamsburg, it was Keaton Hall with 28 points, and the Lady Patriots picked up a 53-41 win. And then the rematch here in Richmond on Thursday was a lot more competitive, 59-56 win for the Lady Patriots, and it was Keaton Hall with a game-high 30 points and Taylor Lecomte with 12 points as well. After that game, we got a chance to talk to Keaton Hall and Coach Lee Cummins.
All right, we're here at Model Lab, and it's the Lady Patriots picked up a 59-56 win over Lincamp. That's Keaton Hall. That's Coach Lee Cummins. Ladies, you guys, strange scheduling quirk here to play the same team twice in the first 4 games of the season. Keaton, the one down there, was got a little rough at times. So, what did you think coming into the rematch here?
I mean, they were really coming at me last game, but I knew all I had to do was just, play basketball. I mean, it's just a game. And so I just came in ready to play, do what I know how to do. And that's
Coach,
what I did.
Coach, you won the game down there, but this one you were down 9 at one point in the second half. Did you guys do something different strategically, or just caught up some momentum burst there? Kind of what was the difference?
Yes, we were not being patient on offense, and we were trying to force the ball into Taylor. And so I told the girls, we got to keep moving the ball and make that zone shift, and that's going to create openings. And we had Alyssa Hudson hit a couple little, shots there from the elbow as things started opening up. And we also made an adjustment on Garden 23. We asked Ferguson, hey, front her, don't stand behind her. She's a foot taller than you. She's catching the ball and scoring. When she fronted her, then it started shutting their offense down. And, this is what excites me about this team. We made in-game adjustments all the way down to the very last possession when we were denying and she got the steal. And these kids listened and they went out and they executed. And that's exciting to see that and win a game, because in that last 3 minutes, we did the little things.
Yeah. You did miss the 2 free throws there.
I did. Those were the ones I missed, but luckily I had made the layup before and a couple free throws to get us up enough to where 2 seconds. I mean, we could just defend. So.
You made a lot more than you missed. I'm just kidding.
But I think we played discipline at the end, and I think that's what. We did the little things,
yes.
And that's what got us the dub.
Thank you, ladies. And then on Saturday, the Lady Patriots were back on the court again in Richmond and picked up a 61-31 win over Lee County. And it was Keaton Hall with 23 points, 6 rebounds, which pushed her over 500 rebounds for her career. Taylor Lecomte, 16 points, 12 rebounds, and E.K. Lawson with 12 points as well. The Lady Patriots will look to go to 4-0 in the season, Tuesday at home against Wellsprings Guardians. And the Madison Southern Lady Eagles opened their season this week with a couple of games. On Tuesday, they picked up a 55-34 win at home over East Jessamine. That was Reese Eastep with 16 points and 10 rebounds, and Hadley French with 13 points. And then on Saturday, they suffered a 43-41 loss on the road down at Whitley County. That was Tara Wooten with 12 points and Reese Eastep with 11 points. It was a game where the Lady Eagles were 4 of 30 from three-point range and only shot 24.5% from the field. We'll be back in action Monday at home against Pineville. Boys high school hoops action. It was an interesting week for the Madison Southern boys basketball team in a good way and a bad way. They started off the season 2-0 for the first time in 11 years. But that's the good news. The bad news is in the second win of those 2 wins, Zach Hudson suffered a broken wrist and will be out 4 to 6 weeks. So. Little good news and bad news for the Eagles there. But they did on Tuesday open the season with a win at home against Danville Christian, 67-49. It was Jay Rose and Zach Hudson with 22 points each. And then on Thursday, they beat Casey County on the road 59-36. Brett Ursuline with 17 points, Jay Rose with 16 points and 11 rebounds. And that, unfortunately, was the game that Zach Hudson broke his wrist in. And then on Saturday, they went up to Lexington to take on Woodford County at an event up at LCA, and suffered a 54-46 loss. It was Brett Ursuline with 15 points and Jay Rose with 14 points and 7 rebounds. They will be back in action Tuesday at home against Montgomery County. Madison Central Indians opened the season on Tuesday with a dramatic showdown with Pulaski County over here in Richmond. And it went to overtime, and it was the Maroons picking up a 71-66 win over the Indians. It was Will Harden with 21 points and 10 rebounds, the newcomer Robbie Todd with 20 points and 10 rebounds, and Jalen Davis with 16 points. Indians bounced back from that loss with a win Friday up at 11th region rival Lafayette in Lexington, 75-66. Will Harden, Jalen Davis, and Robbie Todd all had 18 points, and Todd also had 14 rebounds. And after the game, our buddy Ricky Elkins, who helped us out quite a bit, got a chance to talk to Alan Feldhouse about a big win on the road.
Alan Feldhouse, Madison Central head coach for the Madison Central Indians. Big win here tonight, 75-66. Your thoughts on the game tonight, Coach?
Good. First road contest in Lexington. We always play Lafayette early in the season over here. We got off to a good start. Jumped off the big lead. Our defense is not very good right now. They shoot 52% of the game. It's way too high. They're filming the game. We can make our free throws. We got a lead there. Kind of ice the game. We've got to get better defensively. It's good having Jay West back tonight. At least we can have a sub. Somebody needs a rest. We could put him in there. So it's just going to be a work in progress.
I know it's early in the season, but what is defense is one of your main things that you're emphasizing?
That's what we're known for. That's what we emphasize all the time. We're struggling right now. We're struggling. But it's early. I tell them it's it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We'll get there. It'll get better.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach, and thanks, Ricky, for being up there in Lexington and getting that information for us and also getting us some good pictures. Rick helps out quite a bit, so I really appreciate him. So Madison Central will be back in action on Tuesday at home against GRC. And other boys high school hoops action from the first week of the season. Model Lab had a busy week as well, played 3 games. They opened the season on Monday at home with a 65-58 loss to Williamstown. It was Keshav Bondari with 15 points, Cale Vickers with 14 points. And then on Tuesday, they were also again at home and suffered picked up a 72-57 win over Frankfort Christian. They had 4 players in double figures. It was Dylan Crockett with 19 points, Cale Vickers with 16 points, Thomas Luxon with 15 points and 12 rebounds, and as they picked up their first win of the season. And then on Saturday, they headed down to London to participate in a little event down there at South Laurel High School, and were handed a 78-62 loss by Pineville. It was Keshav Bondari with 15 points, Cale Vickers with 14 points, and Jude Vickers with 10 points. The Patriots will be back at home Tuesday against Will Springs Guardians. And unfortunately, we don't have anything to tell you about the Berea Community boys basketball team yet because they haven't played a game yet. On Monday night, as they were getting ready to get the season going, they had some health and safety protocol issues, we'll say, and had to cancel a week's worth of games, so they have not played a game yet. They are scheduled to be back in action Friday at Barberville, but they did have 3 games canceled last week, and of course, under the new KHSAA rules, those are considered forfeits. So unfortunately, the Berea Pirates will be 0-3 to start off the season without ever even having a chance to play a game. But they will be back in action Friday at Barberville and hopefully get the season underway without any further issue. It was finals week over at EKU, so limited action with the Colonels and the EKU women as well. But both teams played 1 game this week. The EKU men traveled Saturday up to Bowling Green to take on Western Kentucky. The 160th meeting all time between these 2 teams in a rivalry that unfortunately has been dominated by the Hilltoppers very much. And this one was pretty tight all the way throughout, but in the end it was Western Kentucky pulling out an 85-80 win over the Colonels. The Hilltoppers shot 52% from the field. And check out some of these crazy numbers from this game. EKU attempted a school record 51 three-pointers. They hit 18 three-pointers, which is a Diddle record. And AE Diddle Arena opened in 1968. So there's been a lot of college basketball played in that arena. But the Colonels hit 18 three-pointers, but it was not enough. They suffered their 3rd straight loss and fall to 5-4 on the season. And Western has now beaten EKU 16 of the last 17 times, and the last time the Colonels won in Bowling Green was in 1978. So it's been a long, long time. Cooper Robb, career high 21 points with 7 three-pointers for the Colonels on Saturday night. Devontae Blanton with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Michael Marino with 14 points. and Braxton Beverly with 10 points, and Jansen Williams with 10 points before he fouled out. And like I said, crazy numbers here. EKU is 18 of 51 from three-point range and 11 of 20 from two-point range. So EKU will be back in action Tuesday night at the University of Southern California. So they'll be flying out to the coast on Saturday, and they'll be back Saturday at home to take on Marshall. EKU women played Sunday afternoon up at the University of Illinois and got off to a great start. They were up 23-17 after the first quarter, but the Fighting Illini scored the first 15 points of the second quarter to storm back and take the lead, and went on to pick up a 71-57 win over the Colonels. It was Colonels faltered 2-4 on the season. It was Jayla Johnson with 20 points and 7 rebounds, Ariel Kirkwood with 10 points and 7 rebounds, and the Colonels will be back in action at McBrayer Arena on Thursday against UT Chattanooga, and that's an 11 a.m. start over there on Thursday morning, I guess you'd say. So, Berea College women had an interesting week as well. They played 3 games. They started off on Tuesday and picked up a 67-59 road win over USA South rival Maryville College to push them to 3-0 in the USA South. It was Aaliyah Hampton, 20 points and 6 rebounds. Destiny Combs, 16 points and 21 rebounds. Bailey Vanover with 13 points and 4 steals. And the team was supposed to travel to St. Louis over the weekend to participate in the McWilliams Classic, and were supposed to play Friday night against Principia College. That game got canceled. They played Saturday against Washington University of St. Louis and handed an 81-63 loss in that one. Aaliyah Hampton had 23 points and 8 rebounds. Destiny Combs with 17 points and 6 rebounds. And Bailey Vanover had 11 points. And then on Sunday, they picked up a game there against the University of Wisconsin Superior and picked up a 73-68 win. It was Aaliyah Hampton with 30 points. Destiny Combs with 11 points and 5 rebounds. And the Lady Mountaineers are 7-3 on the season, and they will be back in action Saturday at USA South rival Piedmont. The Berea College men had a couple of games on the schedule last week, but unfortunately because of health and safety protocols, those games were canceled as well. They sit at 3-4 on the season, and they are supposed to return to action on Saturday at USA South rival Brevard College. So that's all we got for you today as far as the wrap-up from the week that was, but here in just a minute we're going to have the Madison Central Wrestling team with us to talk about the upcoming season. So we'll be right back.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
Hi, welcome back. We are pleased to be joined by Chad Fife, Madison Central Wrestling coach. Thanks, Coach, for coming in.
Yes, sir.
I know you literally just just got back from a youth wrestling tournament, so appreciate you making some time out of your day on a Sunday.
Yep, just got off the road, a little youth wrestling tournament in Taylor County High School. So my son wrestles, and I go down there and like to watch the youth kids as they come up through, and so it was good.
Yeah, well, in case people don't know, you guys have built a heck of a program here in Madison Central Wrestling. I mean, in 4 straight years with a state champion, tons of kids making the podium, state meets, winning region titles. So I kind of feel like sometimes it's a kind of a little hidden secret here, but you guys have developed a really strong program.
Yeah, we're growing for sure. Put some coaches in place at the youth middle school levels to keep it growing, and our numbers are great. So we're definitely moving in the right direction. We have a good group of young kids, middle school age kids that could be special. So we're getting to the point now where it should be cyclic, like it should just produce itself. So.
Yeah. I think that's like I was thinking to myself earlier. It's not a question of will there be another Central State champion. It's who will be the next Central State champion. I think we're at that point now where you guys have developed a program that are putting out that quality of kids.
We hope so. We definitely will have kids that can compete for state titles. They're hard to win for sure, but we'll have kids in position to compete for them and to be prepared to compete for them. So.
Yeah, Thomas Deck with 3 state championships. Zach Cowan last year with a championship. You guys have had a couple of other runners-up. Gentry Deck was a runner-up. Chris Morrow was a runner-up. You had a bunch of other kids. Jeffrey Kinley's finished 3rd. He's finished 4th. he's been on that podium too. So
Yep.
been a lot of talent come through this program in the last decade or so.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we got more coming, which is the fun part. So we got more on the way too.
Yeah. Opened the season on Saturday with 5 wins at home and a dual setup there, and it's a good early season matchup there. I guess especially against McCreary because they're in your district.
Yep, they're in our district. I think so. They're definitely competing for a region title, as we are. So it's a good win over them. They had a few kids missing for different issues, so I'm not gonna. We'll see them again down the road, and they'll be prepared. They're a good program, but a good win, good start to the season. We got a lot of exhibition JV matches, so our new kids got experience, and then our varsity athletes, we did really well. We're prepared. I was happy with their performance. They were in shape. They were ready to compete, and I think we were ahead of the game.
Yeah,
Saturday. So
long way to state though. So, but it's it's a long way to go. But you did graduate 7 kids last year. You have some new kids in the lineup. You have some returners. You have some kids like Jonathan who was out last year with an injury, and I think you have some other guys. What about Robert Nardelli?
Nardelli's out.
Is he going to be back anytime soon?
We don't know. That'll be a doctor's decision, and he's killing his recovery. He's disciplined with it, going to PT and doing what he's supposed to do. It's just be a doctor's decision. We hope so, but if not, he's a junior. He'll come back strong. Glad to have Jonathan Gilbert back. He missed all last season, and he's wrestling phenomenally right now. So he'll be right up there to compete for at the end. So
yeah, I mean Robert won a region title last year. So, good talent there. So lots of other guys back too. I mean, maybe we can walk through some of these guys. Talk about some of the returners here.
Was it bad? I got to pull the list from you. So
go ahead.
Okay,
hey,
off the top of my head.
I printed it off, so that's okay. We want to mention everybody, so that's why we do this.
We'll talk about our seniors first and go down. We got Kyron Jackson back at heavyweight. He's going to help. He got done. They had a great football season, obviously. So I was glad to get my football kids back. They went a little later this year than the past few seasons. But when they came in, they brought some energy into the room. Max McCain, senior, doing well. Jeffrey Kinley, one of our captains, doing great. Brady Warwick, he's going to get some varsity time this year and be a great help for us. He was behind, last year. If you were behind Cowan and Kinley, kind of was unfortunate.
And you got to find a weight class.
That's all of our seniors. Yeah, I know it's been tough. That's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah.
So lots of exciting things coming.
Yeah. So who are some of the new kids that are jumping in the lineup there? Diego was in a little bit last year, right? Diego.
He was, yeah. Diego's trained very, very hard in the off season, so he's a sophomore. He's got a bright future ahead. He's been going all over training. A lot of our kids have. Lacey Gilbert's killing it this year. She's a freshman, and she's tough as nails. She's going to help. Vidit's been working hard. Lucas Kors is one that's a new kid that kind of new to wrestling, but he's a tremendous athlete. He's going to help us. Chase Inchu's been working. Chase is another one that was kind of stuck behind that past couple seasons. Now he's in our varsity lineup, and he's really, really doing a good job.
Yeah.
Lucas Hutchinson, I can't forget Lucas. Lucas has worked his tail off, going to Ohio training. So we have a good lineup, strong lineup, good team.
Yeah, his brother was on the team the last couple of years, and so.
Yeah, Lucas wrestled for me as a 4th grader when Jeff Kinley and I were coaching middle school. Kind of when we started, that's how we met. 4th grade, Lucas was on that team. Kyron Jackson was on that team. So we've known these kids we've coached them for 7 years, some of them. So that plays a big role.
Yeah, no, that's what we were just kind of talking off camera. There's so many people who have been involved in this, from Gene Wolfe, to Ron House, to you and Jeffrey, and of course, Big Jeff was supposed to be in here, but they couldn't make it. So we want to give a shout out to him. But so many people that have been involved in this and have really built what this is into a really, really good program. Yeah,
they care about it. Like I said, Jeff Kinley and I started in middle school, and now we've transitioned up to the high school coaching. And we have people who care about the kids and invest in them, put time into them, and set the whole motto of our program, right, is doing things the right way. Okay, it starts with hard work, and then all the things that you want kids to do. And if we can do that at each level as they come up, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So.
Now you mentioned Lacey. It's becoming more and more common to have females, and this is a co-ed sport. It's not a men's sport, women's sport. And it's McCreary County had several.
They
McCreary
did.
Central had several females.
Yep, they did. Yeah, she's killing it. Like, she's a, freshman female varsity athlete wrestling the boys, and not just wrestles the boys, she beats ranked competitors. So she's got a bright future. Definitely, probably a college wrestler in the future for her. So she helps us, and then just the way she fights. She has more heart than wish all our kids had as much heart as she did. So
yeah. Talk about Jeffrey. I mean, it's always. I've been around long enough to see him go through this whole thing, and it's always interesting to see those kids go up in weight class. I mean, he started off down at 106 or 113, and they get a little bigger, a little stronger every year, and just to see the transformation of not only their bodies but their technique, their skill, and it's always interesting because he used to be this little tiny, spindly little kid, and now he's a big grown man.
Now I'm super proud of Jeffrey. He's which the family, but he's a great young man, captain of our team, and he'll be at I'm not going to give the weight out over the online here, but he'll be in the 60s or somewhere around there wrestling. He has one goal in mind, and that's to win it this year. He's done things the right way and stayed in the weight room. Just continuing to work hard. He's great. When he came back in for football, he immediately set the tone in the room. Just leadership level, and kind of gets the team amped up on the sidelines on Saturday. He's a leader. So.
Well, everything is ranked these days. So where does Jeffrey and these guys kind of rank in their weight classes right now?
I think Jeffrey's ranked number two at 157, behind a kid who made the finals last year on the opposite side of the bracket. They haven't. I don't know if they've wrestled. It's been several years if they have wrestled years ago. But so he's a couple good competitors out there for him.
Yeah.
Depends on where he goes.
Ranked there in the top 5 or 6 or anything at this point?
Jonathan Gilbert's going to have a really good chance to compete to win it as well. So he's got a good chance as well. And we'll have 4 or 5 kids who can definitely be state placers. They have the goal of being a state medalist. And I think they can achieve that goal.
Yeah. You guys went into the region last year shorthanded without a couple of kids and finished just half a point behind Boyle County.
Yep.
So I'm sure that first region title since 18 is the first goal, I guess.
Yeah, that's the team goal for sure. I'd like to get one. Some of my coworkers always tease me. They say you haven't won it as the head coach, and I say, yeah, well, you're right. So we'll have a good chance. That's the team goal. Stay healthy, work hard, and it's definitely possible. So.
Yeah, I know they've reworked this region. Who all is in this region?
Well, we were with all the Lexington schools. So now we're kind of like McCreary County, Taylor County's added in. They kind of pulled different teams. Boyle County's still in it. McCreary's in it. So some good competition. So a little different.
Yeah, Boyle was the one that beat you out by just half a point last year.
Yeah,
so.
They have a good program. Taylor County has a good program. Former college coach is coaching their high school program now. So
yeah, and if you'd had Jonathan, you probably would have won it. But
yep,
ifs and buts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You just have to take care of that this year. So, anybody else you want to mention here? Maybe some new people or something that new additions to the lineup?
Well, I'll say this: we have 29 kids on our roster this year.
Yeah, I noticed yesterday. A lot of guys out there.
Yeah, that's the most we've had, and that kind of goes with building the program type of thing. So the most kids we've had this year, and then our numbers are continuing to grow. So wrestling's growing in Madison County. I'm happy with that. It's middle school and youth level, and then so we're continuing to get more interest and more growth, and that's going to help. So happy about that.
Yeah, well, like I said, Jeff, I keep calling him Big Jeff, but Jeff couldn't hang around, but so let's give him a shout out and kind of talk a little bit about what he's meant to the program. He's doesn't really have a wrestling background, does he?
He was a football player, had a lot of success in high school, a couple of state championships, and a state championship in track, and then played college football. So he's been huge. Like I said, we started middle school years ago together, and we just worked tremendously well together, kind of balancing and working with kids. It's been a great decision, and he brings a lot of knowledge into training athletes. That's what he's passionate about, getting kids prepared physically, mentally to train. Mm-hmm. So we kind of, we'll kind of rotate ideas off each other and work together to the program to attack different ways. He has kids that really respond to him. I have some that really respond to me, and Coach Ferguson or Coach Stewart, different guys that each have their guys that they can impact, and we work together as a team. It kind of makes the whole thing successful.
Yeah. And obviously Jeffrey's been successful, but his other son's pretty good too.
Yeah, Gavin's tough. Yeah, he's I think he's a 6th grader. He's a tremendous athlete all around. So like I said, he's part of that middle school group coming up that we have that's could be special. And 3 or 4 years down the road. So.
All right. Well, Saturday you guys are at Ryle. Is that the next one up?
Yep, Ryle Raider Rumble, I believe what it's called. It's a very competitive individual tournament. So we'll have teams from Ohio, Indiana, all the top Kentucky teams will be there. It'll be a really good test to kind of see where our guys are at.
Yeah. It's a long season. Are they going to? Are we going to have the state back over at?
GRC.
It's going to be GRC again, not All
Yep.
again? Okay.
Yep, it'll be a GRC high school, and that's actually not a bad thing for us if we can sleep in our beds at night and drive to Winchester and compete. So I'm not upset about that. That's an advantage for us.
Well, the All-Tech Arena, though, that was always cool.
That wasn't bad either. Yeah, it was Lexington.
Like 8 mats going at one time. It's just craziness. It's and if you don't you have people up in the stands in their little pockets with their posters and everyone's cheering and carrying on.
For my guys, like I don't get too concerned about the venue or event where it's at. It's just I want them to be prepared to compete once we get there, and that's what we try to do. So.
Yeah. You want to bring on a special guest real quick?
Yeah, come on up here, Colton.
Like I said, he literally just came back from he just came back from a youth tournament, so he literally just pulled up in front of the studio. So we'll say hello to everybody.
Hi.
How'd you do today? How'd you do at the tournament?
He did good. He did good. It was an interesting day. How many did you win? 3 or 4? You won 3 or 4, right?
Sure.
Okay. He did well. He's having a good season. So.
What's the weight class? What's the weight class?
Like 120.
10U 120. Yep. He's going to be part of that group behind the middle school that's going to kind of run together. So. Yeah, got a couple of football programs here that a lot of kids play football and wrestle, and they're coming up. So.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by, man. You can stay.
He's a little gun shy. You tried to get him on at the tailgate at the football game. I think. He was sneaking out of the camera.
All right. Well, congratulations on 5 wins on Saturday, and keep it going forward. And we'll be keeping track of you throughout the season and heading over to state and all that good stuff. Where's Region this year?
McCreary County.
He was here last year.
Yeah, we hosted last year. McCreary County has it. Yeah, a good start to the season, 5-0. We have a tough schedule too, so it's gonna. I'm excited for the tough part of it. So we look forward to that. McCreary County region, and then we have semi-state to be determined on location, and then the state tournament finals is at GRC. So it'll be fun.
All right. Well, appreciate you hauling it back up. I hope you didn't get a speeding ticket.
I did not. No, I did not.
Taylor County, that's a long way away.
That's 2 hours. It's not bad. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to you the rest of the way. And we'll be right back in a minute with Jeffrey Kenley and Jonathan Gilbert.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
All right, welcome back. We're joined by Jeffrey Kenley and Jonathan Gilbert. Appreciate you guys coming by on a Sunday evening.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back. You were just here a couple of weeks ago. So I guess it's a quick transition from football to wrestling for you. So we're kind of training much different, or kind of how do you approach switching of sports like that?
Well, usually I take about a week off, but after the St. X game, I said I was gonna take a week off, and then we got to Monday, and I took that off, and Tuesday I'm just gonna go practice. I started wrestling, practice that week, and then I just wrestled Saturday.
Yeah, you guys were back in action Saturday for the first time, and I guess Jonathan, that's the first time you wrestled in a while, right?
Yeah, first time in a little bit over a year.
Yeah, talk about your injury last year, how it happened, and kind of the rehab from it.
It was an old injury. I tore my meniscus, and last year with COVID, it was off year, so I finally got the surgery and took me out. But I'm back now.
Yeah, you didn't get to compete at all last year, right?
Nope.
Okay, so how do you how did you kind of stay in shape and stay fresh through all that?
I got to stay in the gym, and during the summer I got cleared, so I got back on the mats during the summertime.
Yeah, and you got to get back out there for the first time Saturday. How'd you do on Saturday?
I went 5-0. It was a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, you guys had who was it? It was West Carter. It was Greene County, GRC, Davies County, and Missouri Central, and you guys beat all those. And I guess McCreary's one that's in your region, so that's a good test for you guys early on, I guess, Jeffrey.
Yeah, that's a good test. You know, I think they're missing a couple guys, but yeah, definitely a good test to see them early. And we'll see them here in a couple weeks, and then again in region probably. Yeah,
it's. I mean, Jonathan, it's a tough region. Last year, I mean, I went back and looked, and it was basically about 10 points between like the top 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah,
so
we lost by half a point.
Half a point out of Ball County, yeah. So there's a lot of good teams in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys did lose 7 seniors from that team last year. So, Jonathan, kind of tell me about some of the people you think are need to kind of emerge as new guys in the lineup and kind of make a difference this year.
We got Cain back from last year, so that's going to be big, but Chase and Lucas should be coming up and future leaders. They should step up and help out a lot.
Yeah. And I always wanted to ask you guys this. When you do those big duels like that, and you go out there and you get all ready to go, and then you go out there and it's a forfeit, and the other team doesn't have a player. Is that like the most disappointing thing ever? Like you walk out there and you're like, oh, and then they raise your hand and then you just go walk and sit back down.
Yeah, it is. So
what happened to you against McCreary, right?
Well, actually, okay, I wrestled one match Saturday for like 20 seconds, and each time I went out, I was expecting a match. Next thing you know, he said 165 forfeit, and I just a sigh of just like disbelief or whatever.
Well, people don't want to wrestle you. I think that's what.
I know, but I mean, I'm trying to get some mat time.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you finished 4th last year at the state, which I guess is the best you've ever done. You keep getting a little bit better every year. And the kid you lost to was a senior from Union County. So, kind of how do you stack up the 152 weight class and kind of where you think you match up against everybody else?
Well, actually, 3rd was the best I ever did.
Oh, you did 3rd, okay.
But yeah, last year, it was definitely a heartbreaker. I mean, I put in the work. I thought I had it, but just didn't go my way. But this year, I mean, I'm just as hungry as I've ever have been, and just working every day to get to the top actually, and get that ring.
Yeah. And when do you kind of start sizing up the rest of the field? I mean, you guys do big events all over the place, and you'll run into the bigger schools along the way. And I know you guys, your dad and your mom and everybody keeps track of all that stuff pretty closely. So when do you kind of start sizing up the field? It's
just a week by week, like daily thing. Saturday, I'll probably see some of the guys that'll be up there when we go to Ryle for the Raider Rumble. But yeah, it's just a daily, weekly thing. Always scouting, always looking who's where and who's doing what. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan at 126, kind of, who do you see as the biggest rivals there for you?
Trey Sackman, he's up there. There is Ryle.
Joey Sanders.
Yeah, Joey Sanders, he's up there on the list. Just take it day by day and see where I'm at with them.
Yeah, it's a lot of competition. And I mean, like I was talking with the coaches earlier, I mean, I don't think some people around don't realize, what you guys have accomplished in the last couple of years. I mean, to have, state champions, 4 state champions, and you've had a bunch of kids every year. Someone's on the podium at state. It kind of goes a little bit under the radar, I think, here around town.
Yeah, we're blessed to have the coaches we have, and blessed to have the wrestlers that came through the Madison Central program. And a lot of people don't get to have it, but it started, from a while back. We've all wrestled together, grown up together, and just push each other every day, and it's it's paid off, and you see it.
Yeah, both you guys come up through Gene with the Wolfpack.
I did. He came a little later, and he came, 5th grade?
5th grade year, yeah.
5th grade to the middle school program. But like me, Thomas, Gentry, Zach, all of them, we all wrestled together, and then just came up together. So
I was gonna give a little love for Gene Wolf and the Wolfpack there. He kind of got all this going and got it all rolling. So, well, Jonathan, we obviously we have to mention kind of your family and the fact that your sister is on the team. And I mean, I really some people might think that there's not a lot of girls that wrestle, but McCreary had 3 or 4 girls the other day, and it's becoming, I don't say popular, but it's becoming more popular.
Yeah, girls wrestling is definitely growing right now over just the past 2 years. Especially in Kentucky, it's one of the bigger wrestling states for girls.
Yeah. Well, did you get Lacey into it, or how did she get into it?
I kind of started, and she kind of just tagged along with it eventually.
Yeah, and you guys, it seems like your little sister on the team. Like, you guys all root for her, and I mean, she's kind of everybody's little sister. Mm-hmm. And you guys were all going crazy yesterday when she had a real hard match in the last bout there.
Yeah, we're not gonna question the calls, but yeah, we're always definitely cheering and rooting for Lacey. You know, she works hard. I always want to see her win. So yeah.
Yeah, because there actually is a separate. A couple of years ago, there was a separate. You know, it wasn't through the KHSA, but there was a separate girls' state championship and all that. But, you know, some women decide to go because it technically is a co-ed sport. It isn't. It's not just a male sport. So, but yeah. But I'm sure. You know, she does great. I mean, anybody that thinks girls can't wrestle, you should go watch her because she can hold her own against anybody. That's for sure. So, all right, you guys are at Ryle this weekend. Is that the next one coming up?
Yes, sir. Ready to rumble.
Okay. And after that? What's the schedule going forward from there?
Well, I haven't looked that far ahead. I know this week's Ryle, and then I think after that is Great Crossing dual tournament, and then I'm not so sure what's after that.
Yeah. And you guys mentioned you came up just a half a point short of the region last year, but of course you weren't there, and so that's some points that were left on the table. So I'm sure, Jonathan, you guys would love to get a first region title. I think it was 2018 was the last region title, so I'm sure that's the big goal this year, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Been first or second in the last 4 years since 2018, so definitely looking to get back up there.
What are your thoughts, Jonathan? You think the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. I think we have a good chance this year.
Yeah. Well, it's a packed lineup, and a lot of these guys, some new guys, some returners, and as well. So you guys should certainly be right there again. Who do you think is the strongest competition in the region?
In the region, I'd say probably McCreary. With a full lineup, probably McCreary.
Jonathan, what do you think?
Probably McCreary too.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. They realign the regions. I don't know if Boyle's in there, but if Boyle is in there, it's either them or McCreary. So.
Yeah. Last year it was Boyle and Wayne and Lafayette and a whole bunch of really good teams. So it's going forward. So we'll keep you updated the best we can. And trust me, I have to give a shout out to your mom because your mom sends me lots of stats and pictures and everything. So Marita, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And she puts a lot of effort into helping me out. So definitely got to give a public shout out to Marita. So yeah, that's they'll be having another good year, I'm sure, and moving forward. And hopefully we can get the state back over at the horse park again like it used to be. Yeah, I didn't like that split last year where they did like a semi-state and then
I didn't really like it either.
And it was at GRC. The final was at GRC that long Saturday. We were all there for like 14 hours. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we won't have to do that again. So, well, as I said, appreciate you guys coming by, and good luck to you guys the rest of the way. And we'll bring you back on again. You could be like the second chair here. You can just come on as much as you want.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you keep doing good things. We'll keep coming. We'll keep bringing you back on. So, hey, just while you're here and you mentioned football, what do you think about St. X won the state championship? They beat Male. Were you kind of surprised by that?
I was surprised, but I mean, it could have been us. We were up on them, but it's over with. Nothing I can do now. Did all I could do. We did all we could do. Happy for them. You know, a good program, good coach, good players, and yeah.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap up this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. As usual, we'll be back next week, 9 p.m. on Sunday with a new show. And you can check us out on our social media sites, Richmond R Sports on Twitter, Register Sports on Facebook, and RichmondRegister.com. We'll see you next time.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, RichmondRegister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.